Today I'm going to be reacting to by Billy Woods. Now, I'll give a bit of context into like what I've heard from Billy Woods before. I'm a big fan of this guy. I've heard a decent amount of his albums. I've heard History Will Absolve Me, Hiding Places, Ethiopia's, Maps, and We Buy Diabetic Test Strips. So I'm really excited to get into this. I did do a quick Google search just to see what meant, and it looks like whatever that thing is, that creepy doll in the cover, that apparently is what a is, and apparently it's a anti-black like doll or caricature. So yeah, I'm assuming there's gonna be some of that thematic content in this album, and yeah, not much else to say. We're gonna hop into it. It looks like we've got our usual list of well, actually a decent amount of people that I don't recognize here, but we got Kenny Segal on here, obviously a producer that has worked with Billy Woods a bunch. We got a Lucid on here as well. And then some names that I don't recognize, so this is going to be fun. Oh, and Conductor Williams too, which is another producer that has worked with, most notably for me, Mac Homie is the one I remember. So yeah, we're going to get into this. Make sure to go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut. There's a link in the description down below. And we're going to hop into the first track, which is titled Jumpscare. Okay. Let's see if we got a jump scare. It is kind of scary.
Ragdoll playing dead, rabbit dog in the yard. This winter, you'll eat to live. Summer, heat blew the grid. Rabbit dog in the yard, car won't start. Ragdoll playing dead.
Okay, what a start.
One strip of tarmac lays through the wilderness to where the natives work the pits, so you don't eat the fish.
The screeching and the scraping here is crazy.
The English language is violence. I hot-wired, I got a hold of the master's tools. I got dialed in. I'm downwind with the drop. I'm Deng Xiaoping smoking
that was a
oil
good.
in the box. I'm caught.
Those are good lines.
Struggling to grow ever more taught. On my deathbed, chuckling about all that time I bought. Locked it and still be like voila.
Wow.
A horrid sight. The blackest gnome.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're getting references to the imagery in the cover here of the Golliwog, of that doll. A horrid sight, the blackest gnome. And then starting it off with a ragdoll playing dead. Very, very unsettling track. Lots of screeping and screeching. Why can't I talk? Screeching and scraping in the instrumental, in the beat. The start of verse 3 I really enjoyed. The English language is violence. I hot-wired it. I got a hold of the master's tools and got dialed in. I don't know what it is about those two lines, but it's kind of like it's a flex in a way, but it's like flexing how good of a rapper he is, how good of a writer he is, you know? Yeah, I mean, obviously, like with Billy Woods, there's so much going on in the lyrics that it's going to be impossible for me to catch everything, you know? Just kind of almost a childish kind of vibe to that track, with obviously references to the doll, but it just feels, I don't know, it feels kind of distrustful in a way. And I think that's what a lot of Billy Woods music feels like to me, is just distrust, whether that be in people, I guess it's mostly in people, and I guess systems. So yeah, good track to start things off. Seems like we're gonna get a very abrasive listen here.
Jumped over, what is it, the something?
Conductor!
Ran away with the spoon.
All right, Conductor Williams beat.
Then the cow jumped over the moon. Hey man, dumb luck if they ask me how, but go ahead and cash me out. You already know I need mine now. When my father came home, they slaughtered a cow. I come home, the house falling down. Why when it's my turn to eat, it's always ashes in my mouth. Grown men excited to be in the streets, Negroes is clowns. Or maybe it really is hard all around.
Great urgency to his vocal delivery here.
Mike, this is how I win. Charged up so much, you darken my skin. I'm the one, I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the glowing sky burning air cinders.
Hear what I mean with that kind of like childish, almost like sounds like a glockenspiel in the back.
Night like a shiv. Pelican Bay when I'm alone in the crib. I ground niggas down like Coach Tibbs.
Great bass on this too. Dude, the coffin is kind of like strings here. Wow.
Who the hell is Honey?
What the fuck, man? What? Okay. I mean, we're just going fully into kind of the horrorcore, I feel like, here. I love a track like this where it's like just kind of almost like stream of consciousness in a way, in the way that Billy's writing here. Like it's just one long verse kind of. There's no chorus to it. It's just bar after bar after bar. Sometimes it can tend to get like a little bit exhausting, I guess, because it's hard to keep up. But that's not a negative on his part. It's more so just this music is so dense and so layered that there's so much to catch. Yeah, there's just so much here. But the production is sounding absolutely fantastic, and I loved kind of Billy's kind of urgency to his vocal delivery on that track. So let's keep going. Next track is Misery, produced by Kenny Segal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Re-up on bad dreams, bag up strings and 50 said he re-up on bad dreams, bag up strings and 50 said he #1 fan like Misery and Misery love company, and with them titties she never unaccompanied, and she not going home in a pumpkin. I love it covering her mouth, dainty like she in a painting.
Kenny Segal is one of my favorite producers right now. Like he's so good. Like Hiding Places is one of my favorite albums from Billy, and Maps too.
I wanna lay together, pass the weed, tangle legs, arms, feet, tangle sheets, rings and bangles, whispered strangle me, big trees, we spoon in the canopy. She's not a fan of me, I get it. It's only so many days in a week.
The cutout there.
Everyone trying to get next to the plug. She #1 fan like Misery and Misery love company, and with them she never unaccompanied, and she not going home in a pumpkin.
She the one I need. You can go. She the one I have to have. She the one I need. You can go. She the one I have to have.
Okay. Kind of a love-centric track here, it seems like. Maybe a love triangle, because it starts with, the first verse starts with, she got a lover and a husband, she got a summons for sex in public and laughed, telling the story she laughed from her stomach. Oh, okay. So maybe she's like, I don't know, it's kind of painting this picture of this woman as this like kind of alluring figure that is like, maybe doesn't have the best intentions in mind and is kind of like luring him in. There's something so satisfying about a rapper that just like is so confident and so skilled, but like is so effortless with it too. Like Billy's delivery is almost like spoken word in a sense that it's like, it always comes off that he's like not even really trying that hard. Let's keep going. I have a feeling I'm not going to talk too much in between each track because I do kind of want to just let it like roll and just kind of let, maybe even let some of these tracks transition into each other, because it's kind of like a long track list, but the tracks are a little bit shorter. So I feel like that kind of album, that kind of track list tends itself to having shorter breaks in between the tracks. So let's keep going. Black Christmas is next. Black Xmas.
All the shit you see, my nigga, nightmares.
Oh, Bruiser Wolf? Okay. Dude, I loved Bruiser Wolf's album from, I think it was last year. What was it called? I just remember there was a track on that, Dope Boys, I think it was. And he's got such a unique delivery and such a unique voice, so I'm excited he's here.
Street life adopted me. Dying young was the prophecy. I was raised improperly in poverty, malnourished, food a commodity. Had to walk the streets when it was beef. To be frank, it was gore. Scared to fall asleep. They want you to rest in peace in the morgue.
Well, I like how the drums are slowly coming in here.
You walked a long way, cause the shelter too crazy. You gotta test the yay. Nowadays that shit.
What a great contrast between Bruiser's voice and Billy's voice.
Eventually people start picking, sifting through, not proud.
This is such a good loop too for this beat.
Pots and pans for the kitchen,
Man.
few old clothes. My kids is little, they won't know the difference. Dolls with their heads missing, wild-eyed rocking horse, mouth carved into a frown. Storm drains full of clowns, tent cities on the edge of town. Squeaky wheel on the sharpened cart, so you know when they coming around. What you took, you can't give back now. Nah, they on you like hounds.
Damn. It's really good. Let's keep going. Ooh, beautiful. Jazzy piano outro here.
Watched my mother cry from the top of the stairs, scared when it came through the walls. I covered my ears, half hoping you know who would die. How many times I gotta tell you kids, it's us in this room. That's it.
Dude, that is heartbreaking.
Don't trust anyone.
I was saying it. There's that distrust.
We had me paralyzed, hit it again off automatic. We had me paralyzed, hit it again off automatic.
今全部外にある。その代わり俺自身。
That was a tough listen, man. I mean, the entire track being backed by this so, like, extremely real feeling crying that maybe it was a sample from something, because it felt like a sample from a movie or something. That felt so uncomfortable but real. What a heartbreaking track, but then, like, kind of, again, this dejected idea of just, like, numbing the pain, I guess, with, you know, the refrain, weed had me paralyzed, hit it again off automatic. Okay, let's keep going. Next track, Counterclockwise, produced by The Alchemist. Damn, he's just getting everybody on this album.
2 milligrams of oral triazolam every 7 hours induces a safe sleep state and a minimal metabolic rate. I know we had this conversation. To maintain hydration.
What is that sample?
2.5 liters of
I feel like I know that voice.
I didn't get but a little bit, but still dreamt. After I wake up again. It's not easy to bend time how I do it. I knew she was a pro, how she slid out the bed sheets. Grasping, gasping fish, I slide them into fresh grease. Spattering, sputtering epithets. I dance out and niggas reach like Sweet Pea giggling.
Dude.
Like it's sweet in the streets. Maybe it is, I just speak for me.
The rhymes right now are crazy. This is...
faceless, but I know who they are.
I love these vocals.
In fact, the detention ends and these lock together so they can't move.
Wait, what is this outro referring to? What was the intro again? 2 milligrams of oral triazolam every 7 hours induces a safe sleep state at a minimal Okay, this is really, really interesting. Like, the outro referring to the CIA like torturing someone, it seems like. There was just so much going on in that track. Like, the rhyme schemes themselves just had me locked in, and his flow was so, again, effortless, that I really didn't catch much lyrically, but it feels kind of more like being in this kind of fugue state. Is that the right word? Or just like maybe just being high. There was one part here that was so satisfying with like the alliteration. Maybe alliteration is the better word in terms of like, instead of like a rhyme scheme. Grasping, gasping fish. That's amazing already. I slide them in the fresh grease. Spattering, sputtering epithets. Is that how you say that? Epithets? Those two lines, I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the alliteration. It was just such a satisfying pairing of sounds. I don't know. I will say that Counterclockwise does make sense thematically coming after Waterproof Mascara. Like, that track felt very traumatic in a way, and then Counterclockwise feels like kind of trying to forget it, I guess, but that trauma is still kind of lingering, you know? It's maybe not as, like, conceptually tight of a track in and of itself, but in the context of the track list, it does make sense. So let's keep going, Corinthians.
Scarecrow in the fair watching the spectacle. It's still no dessert till you finish your vegetables. Fuck what they telling you.
Oh, LP's on this track? Whoa, okay. The features are crazy. This kind of sounds like a More Mother. I don't think it is, but...
Uncanny Valley AI hit him with the hezzy screaming, carry my vision swim. Girlfriend, whenever you're around, your light dims. 2 cents.
deep
It's on
synth
sight,
bass.
say less. Where I see it, it ain't no past tense. When your back turned, secret cannibals lick their lips, fingernails sharp. I snatch the lights out of cat so I can see in the dark. On guard, best believe them crackers won't make it to Mars. Mars, 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 Mars.
I ain't never asked to be here, so when I decide to leave, all them devils in the details
Oh my
rush
God.
to either side of me. Where we going all depends what I pretended I believe. When I finally meet my maker, I have something up my sleeve.
Oh, I love the anger to this track, man.
So don't waste it all the time you had talking about what you about to do. When you finally knock on heaven's door, they ain't expecting you. You take what's yours and I make it all mine till the money's so long, like it's saying bye-bye to you. Clip them wings, change the way time flies. And if you leave it up to me, that be what all of them get.
Fuck what they telling you.
Wait. Oh, it was produced by LP. Okay. Here's more of this distrust that I was talking about, but this being what seemingly more towards, like, I guess political figures is kind of what I'm getting from it. Wow, this is really good. There was a line, what was that one line? There was a line that just made me laugh with how, like, with what a funny, like, observation it was. I ain't been myself lately, at least I ain't been none of you who wasted all the time you had talking about what you're about to do. Like, just, I don't know, just the idea of, like, if we're taking this as, like, maybe a shot at political leaders, them just, like, saying nothing. You know how, like, when politicians often have answers that are just, like, nothing answers, you know? He mentions the Gaza Strip too, 12 billion USD hovering over the Gaza Strip. Oh, man, you don't want to know what it costs to live, what it costs to hide behind eyelids. Yeah, to me, that seems like kind of like turning a blind eye. Is that the right saying? I don't know. Just like kind of ignoring what's happening. Yeah, there's such urgency to this track. I love tracks from Billy that have this kind of like cinematic kind of urgency to them. There's a track on Maps that's similar to that. I think it's the one with the one with Danny Brown. I think it is. I think it's Year Zero. This track kind of has a similar feel to Year Zero to me, both in the beat and just like what's being said in the lyrics, and it feels just kind of like the end of the world, I guess. That was great. Let's keep going. Next track is Pitchforks and Halos. Oh wow. Oh, kind of like that 8-bit sound to that. That was cool. Great percussion. Who produced this? Oh, do I even need to ask who produced this? Anytime it's a Kenny Segal beat, I'm like just absolutely wowed by the production.
Winding road, carnival glow behind us, pitchforks and halos like the way home. Sometimes you gotta pop in and remind them. Dead zone daps at the merch table.
Dude, that sax is beautiful.
I wonder where the time gone. The hood of the time machine is still warm. People make time for the things they really want.
Dude, it feels like time is becoming kind of a maybe a central theme. It was talked about on the last track, maybe like your time being wasted, and then here people make time for the things they really want. Maybe it's a thread that this album will continue to explore as we go on. Just an unbelievable beat from Kenny Segal as well. I think he's probably top 5 favorite like hip hop producers right now. Let's keep going. Next track, All These Worlds Are Yours with Elucid and DJ Haram and Shabaka Hutchings. Oh God, I just read the first line to this. Oh no.
Today I watched a man die in a hole from the comfort of my home. The drone flew real low, no rush, real slow. He curled up into himself, a fetus in the womb. Womb was the earth.
As close as we'll be to the furthest planet. As close as we'll be to the furthest planet. As close as we'll be to the furthest planet. As close as we'll be to the furthest planet.
In the triplex hembotronic, miscegenated misfit dial-up transmission, freak my impedance. Info kill game stage, in the box off the chart. Sub-bass loops suggested killing more cops. Sex tech fandom, doing it in the park. Body horror, private booth.
There's something so like physical about Elucid's rapping. Like he almost is like punching you as he raps. It's crazy, man.
As close as we'll be to the furthest planet. As close as we'll be to the furthest planet.
They strike at each other, hoping to find in greater pain a sedative.
Man. I mean, I guess I was kind of on the money with saying Elucid's rapping is so physical and like violent because this track in itself feels like kind of an uprising, I guess. Like kind of maybe wanting to start a riot or something. It just feels very fed up and very angry. Yeah, great track. Let's keep going. Elucid absolutely killed that. He's so good, man.
Silence the crime faster than rabbits for the time slow-mo. She spoke soft, her true soul, caught a sense of time for gang signs.
Who is this? Al Davino. Is that an Al Pacino reference? His voice.
Still don't feel real, toast my chest for a cigarette burner, holding the film reel, the pill that's all, no real result found. Some stay afloat, but in the end we all drown. Don't even know they gon' forget you when you gone. It won't hug your mother when she miss.
That piano, man.
Fanon said self-amputation, how all this is created. The irrational rationalizations of the
piano's
races.
beautiful.
The amputee says accepted, there's no escaping. Except the prosthetics. They trapped the housefly in an upside-down pint glass and waited for it to die. It's still alive. Staring out compound eyes. 9 fingers.
That line, sorry, I have to pause it. Trapped a housefly in an upside-down pint glass and waited for it to die. It's still alive. Like, it's that just, you understand right away what he means by that, and it just hits so hard. That's crazy, man. Oh my God.
Some came of their own accord, a piece already cut, neatly wrapped in butcher paper. Had to cut them off, I ain't had no option. They the type to come back with the choppers chopping.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
That's one of my favorite tracks. That is so good, dude. Starting it off with just this insane voice from Al Davino, Billy Woods with some great lines in his verse, and then again this mention of time. This time it feels like it's almost like an affirmation, but time really actually isn't on your side, you know? I had the thought during that track too that like, which is, this might be a very strange thing to say, but Billy Woods, and specifically this album, because I feel like this album is a little bit more doom and gloom than it has been on, like, Maps, I feel like is not as bleak as this album, but this album specifically feels kind of like the hip-hop equivalent to Godspeed You Black Emperor, which that might sound like a stupid thing to say, but it's just a thought I had during that. It feels very almost apocalyptic in a way, like end of the world. There's lots of like found footage, like field recordings underneath everything here, and it's just, I don't know, it gives the same vibe to me. So let's keep going. I'm loving this. A Doll Full of Pins is next.
All summer in a day, I spent all summer digging myself out of grave. Can't run with the wolves when you're astray. Your own people will get you up out the way. I hit 20K in my mother's basement.
Love the way the sax is like mixed here. It's really interesting.
Come to me with your sins, list of names. So I keep my head
down. Oh, I got a beat switch.
Might bottle it like white women tears. Might throttle to spit out this. Keep playing with me for real. Lines of hearses, they put the curse on the whole family, but it's hard not to feel like we got it the worstest. And quiet if my soul was for purchase. GOLLIWOG showed up on the shelf, pop up like a kid's book.
Oh,
kid got his wig split, GOLLIWOG by the window like he having a look.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I will take my pay as we go.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that ending felt a little bit abrupt, but this track feels like kind of like a central thematic track to the album so far. Obviously, it mentions the GOLLIWOG, and I will say the mention of that and just like painting this picture of this doll as this kind of like menacing reminder of, I guess, racism. Just the idea of a child. Let's assume, I don't know if this is actually the case. Let's assume Billy Woods is a child, for some reason has this doll like in his house growing up. Just like that idea of being confronted with something like that as a child, which like, I don't know, it's so heartbreaking in a way. And it just, yeah, it kind of plays with like horror tropes in a way too. Like, you know, like dolls in horror movies where they're just like, they show up in random places. Like they're somehow moving. You look and it's like in a different place, or like you see the eyes move or something. Painting it in a more realistic context with the implications of that doll being not just being like a scary, ooh, spooky doll, but something that has real societal implications behind it, you know? Let's keep going. Next track is Golgotha.
Out of chars and ashes, like golden salamanders, the old years, the green years will leap. Roses sweeten the air, white hair turns black, wrinkles vanish, all be...
Ghouls glued to the screen till he stopped moving. That's the thing about a chess piece, gotta peep how he moving. It's stuck in my mind. Sometimes feeling like the tiger on Shrine's cover. The fuselage cut them down in the line.
That's a good reference. That's a reference to a... What is that an Arm & Hammer album? I remember actually listening to that a while ago. The one where it like has the cop outside the window with the tiger in the room like clawing at the window. This feels like very deep cuts, you know? Like if somebody's watching this and they've never heard of Billy Woods before, they're gonna be like, what are you talking about, bro?
Many years ago, my mother and I made a covenant. I look in their eyes when they get what they coveted. Fire in the sky, satellites plummeted. Sometimes barely recognize the people I love. It run hot, fast like arterial blood. Splashy kicks, the knife slips, slippery. Wrist. Can't lie, some of these rappers do be glittering. Two glasses out the cupboard and poured us some party and drink.
Damn. That feels... I'm just going to keep it short here. I'm going to say that feels like a Billy Woods banger. That's one that I'm going to return to a lot. And, yeah, that was really good. Let's keep going. Cold Sweat.
We don't leave anything in the past.
Piano again, man. So menacing.
I had my community sick when they unraveled. Our time travelers still pick dark old Miller chick.
So was he a bust or was he? I think he was. He got selected before. Yeah, he got picked before LeBron. I time travel and still picked Darko Milicic. That's a good line.
Wake up in a cold sweat in a barber chair. Math Hoffa asking if anyone tried to make you wear a dress. Wake up in a cold sweat, laid up next to your
Interesting, kind of more like traditional trap percussion here.
80, they tried threats. They offered me bread, begged me to talk sense. Like how you want this thing to end. And you said it. You said anything about hold on. Why would it end?
So this track is about like nightmares, right? That's what it seems like, the title being Cold Sweat. Yeah, it just feels like going into detail about, I guess, nightmares, but like, I guess, just fears that Billy has. Especially here, like, it's a room full of record execs on the other end and you dancing on the desk, wake up in a cold sweat. So yeah, we're talking about like nightmares here, I guess. I don't know, it feels like that track has, like, it's not fully fleshed out as I would like it to be. It has certain ideas, but I would like them to be a little bit more explored on this one. So that's kind of the first track so far that I'm like, I don't know, feels a little bit underwhelming. Oh, I think this was a single, I think, and I think I've heard this. Sounds familiar.
During post-colonial African zombie state chase the people into the waves. Watch every ship and raft till it disappear, whether it make it or water the grave. Hey, bit of harvest where the house of traders or hawking is that oil gotta flow. Zombies go home.
The Dune reference?
As God go. Universities empty, the troublemakers is drowned. They're driving Uber overseas. The zombies chuckle at their computers. French doors open to the breeze.
Love that upright bass here. Wow.
Ride on the wind. Bad money in the cushions of the sofa. Ceiling fans spin slower. Pan-African money folder. Arab money, Jew money. Keep new money somewhere sunny. It can't get frozen.
Oh, the fly's gross. Man, that feels like another Billy Woods banger, man. There's been some bangers on this album. I mean, yeah, there's so much going on here lyrically. I'm not gonna go too much into it. Well, I will say actually that Dune reference, Bitter Harvest, whether House Atreides or Harkonnens, that oil gotta flow. So obviously the story of Dune being the harvesting of the spice, right? So kind of tying that thematic kind of idea from Dune into real life, which I guess is like a full circle moment because it feels like Dune is pulling, well, I guess all art pulls from real life, but Dune is pulling from real life in that sense too. Yeah, really, really good. Let's keep going. Make No Mistake is next.
You want to see somebody like me for like 12 other years. You see what they do all the time. They on different levels. You crazy?
It's easy for you, but it's hard for me to forget the things we did because we had to
nice bounce to it.
At least that's what we said when we did the deed. Lord is my witness, I was squinting through a cloud of haze. Stutter, drop, dip, Euro step. When they say it's off beat, that's when I know I got them on skates. What you could have been haunt you as you get older. What you should have did, just sit on your shoulder.
This idea of regrets, I guess.
And she looks so real, the way her lips move like yours.
Okay, that feels kind of like a very self-referential kind of meta track in a way. Talks about the fact that he doesn't lie in his songs, and then at the end here, I hide everything in my rhymes. That's why I need it dark on stage. For those of you that don't know, Billy Woods kind of, I don't think he's ever like shown his face to the public. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's kind of like his thing, is that like even in his music videos, you don't see who he is. I guess similar to MF Doom in that way. So kind of a reference to that. And then there was a reference to his flows being like offbeat too, which I think was really funny. Yeah, that was really good. That's all I got for that one. Let's keep going. Born Alone is next. Kenny Segal.
Dead man shoes, double dare you to rock them. Slip them on smooth, they gon' fit no problem, they always do. It's like they were made for your 2 feet. Kids laid out in the streets, no kicks, limbs askew. Mouth full of toothpaste, looking in the mirror like I know my day coming. I pray it's not today. Seen them coming like, hold on, wait. Ain't no way. Doctor, read the x-rays while you read the doctor's face. I rock a clean pair of socks every day, just in case. Born alone, die alone, no matter who your man's is. Hope he live long enough to tell it to his grandkids. Born alone, die alone. Born alone, die alone. Born alone, die alone. I've heard it all before, like Russian peasants. That's that loop for you. That's what the loop do.
Oh yes, I love cutting out the drums here. Oh, and we're back.
Track 2. It's true. History never repeats. It do rhyme though, trying to catch the loop.
Love that snare sound. Let's keep going. That was really good. That feels like maybe one of the most like complete, fully fleshed out songs. A lot of piano on this album.
Knock the cell, keep the devil out. Knives by the window, find you where you idle. A death rattle for the ages. 20-year cycle, breaking mirrors, shattered gazes. Steel wool crack filler. And my past on the back, looking up at the same ceiling. Sometime I think we share some of the same feeling. Somehow, forever's a mighty long time. Inshallah, God willing.
1, 2, 4, blue stone crouched on dead home. God bless this sweet home.
Oh, That's a sample from a previous Billy Wood song, isn't it?
Hold my breath if I walk past on a visit. They replastered the last crooked paths of the lizards. Mars was the last to get the message. Now
I love that drum fill.
Y'all wasn't here when the bandos was brick skeletons. Moss gathered like migrational change. Miguel pitching cool feathers kept breaking the trains. Now walk past my own door, no welcome homes from the shivers. Forgiveness like the cold wind, old men remember.
What a verse.
Let the children come.
I don't know why, but this track feels like it's grappling with like the responsibility, and this is not even me really reading into the lyrics. It's just the feeling that it gives me. Grappling with the responsibility of like having to provide like a safe and a good world for your kids, you know, even with probably how hard that can be given certain people's like circumstances and I guess just the state of the world in general. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me right now. I might be off on that, but
these walls can talk. They might not. After all, we don't.
There's
One
Kendrick
door been locked
reference.
since when? Wise never said, but we know. I ain't been back since then, but kids still see ghosts.
Lots of
I'm not my
references.
ancestors' dreams. They
Kids see
grown,
ghosts?
wishing they could smoke. Grass dead in the yard. Philistines chopped down the avocado tree. I put my ear to the door, but all I could hear was my heartbeat. God bless this sweet home, my beloved home.
So I think my evaluation was kind of made sense a little bit of that responsibility and that fear of having to care or having to create a space that a child will thrive in, right? It feels like partly that's true because this track is talking about like memories, I guess, attached to your childhood home. Like this refrain, God bless this sweet home, my beloved haunt. 124 bluestone crouched on thin haunch. I guess the memories, but also the traumas that exist in those spaces, and maybe revisiting that physical location kind of brings those memories and those traumas. Really, really interesting track. Very beautiful, very touching and heartfelt. And I think the sound of it really, really helps portray that too, with just these like kind of somber repeated chords, just two chords going back and forth in the piano part there. And I don't know, very meditative. It kind of lets each vocalist here just do their thing over top. Oh, I did, dude, that line is so good. I didn't even register that full line. If these walls could talk, they might not. After all, we don't. Wow, that's really good. Okay, last track, Dislocated. Let's go.
Location, 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 I won't be located.
Wow.
Location, location,
That
location,
vocal
location, I
production.
won't be located.
Someone else's dream, out of reach, firekeeper for this life at least. Someone else's dream, someone else's dream.
So off kilter.
Out of reach, someone else's dream, someone else's dream.
That's a crazy line. I'm
recede.
someone else's dream.
My belts recede, fear of abandonment, not my bag, don't need to handle it. Feeling like a man and shit. Texture coarse, quicker sand to sift. I crew horse, standing in, give my black ass the kiss. A standard win, the level's been leveled. The levels.
In the forest, face painted, fingertips black with charcoal. I waited and waited. Anything I gave, I waited. Same as I got. Anything I caught, I killed it, I ate it. I can't be located. I'd rather carry it myself. I already paid the freightage. I played facing the basis. Miles Davis, I slept in the basement. False pride jotted on the paper. I can't be located. Can't come in here with me. I can't be located.
Whoa. Why did it end like that? Let me hear that again. Why? I was legit crying to that song, and it just... Why did it end like that? Strange. There's been a couple of tracks on this album that just end really abruptly and feel kind of unfinished. But overall, that track was fantastic. I mean, what a complicated track with so many feelings and just complicated feelings. And I love this idea of dislocated, you know, playing on that idea. Maybe feeling, to me, it feels like not being fully understood. Like, what was that one line? There was someone else's dream. I'm entirely someone else's dream. Like, you can take it the literal way of you're here because two people created you, and maybe they created you with the idea of filling a void in themselves, and so maybe they had children to complete a part of themselves, so you're here for kind of that reason. So there's that, but then, I don't know, maybe he means something different by that, but that's kind of what I got from it. What a track, man. The strings in there too, and just the off-kilter, like very emotive percussion going on in the back. Insane track. Really, really good. This album felt a little bit all over the place, like not super cohesive, but there's a lot of really interesting themes to chew on here, of distrust, of racism, obviously, of childhood traumas and memories, and kind of a resentment towards, I guess, people in power. Just a lot to chew on. So really, really good in my opinion. It's like I said, the one thing... A big reason why I really like Billy Wood's music is just the harsh portrayal of themes and just creating something that feels really realistic and truthful. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know any insights you have, and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.